All right, we're joined by Jake Knapp, friend of the show. Friend of the show. We always appreciate you hopping on. Before we talk all things golf, I guess this is still sort of golf related. How about them UCLA Bruins getting to the finals of the match play?
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't sure which team you were talking about when you said
I was
that
talking about the
because
golf team because
yeah,
the baseball team that was rough, but the golf
that was
team,
tough.
you played at UCLA, and
Yeah.
don't you guys you get to play incredible private courses? But don't you guys, isn't your practice facility like you have to stop if like the intramural Quidditch team wants to play or something like that?
Yeah, we have access like to like an open field basically in the middle of campus. I mean, it's very convenient. And like the grass we hit off of and then the putting green is like kept up by the Bel Air guys. So I mean, it's pretty pure. But yeah, after 12 o'clock, anybody can come out and use it. So, like when football season's going on, you got the band practicing out there. I mean, it's mayhem. So, I've seen like Oklahoma's practice facility and a couple others like Purdue, Illinois, and like I've seen some of their facilities and like they're incredible. But I mean, Armin's done a great job. I mean, he's obviously coming from ASU, and I feel like Thurman had it pretty dialed in over there, and he's probably taken a lot of that and kind of his own taste. So I've hung out with the guys a few times, and it's pretty sweet. I mean, I think they overachieved a little bit for what their expectations were, but I mean, anything can happen in match play, and team gets hot at the right time. Good things happen.
So I think the question everyone is wondering is how are you feeling? So you missed a bunch of time. You returned at a psycho place to return, the U.S. Open at Shinnecock.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a bit, but how's the thumb wrist? Like, what exactly is the injury? And it's been a weird one because you missed some time in Florida, and you came back.
hmm
You played the Masters, pretty solid at the Masters, then it kind of flared up again. So give us the background and exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's just my my left thumb. I've had some issues with it since like 2023, and it was just kind of basic, like wear and tear for the most part. And I did some PT last off season to kind of clean things up. And nothing major, just give it some time to rest and some soft tissue work and whatever. But it was probably like 70-80% better for the most part to start off the year. And then, slowly started creeping into some aches and pains here and there. And like I'm like a little bit of a workhorse. I like to hit a bunch of balls and play a lot. I'm not great at taking time off. So, especially working with Boyd starting this year, just working on swing stuff, getting it dialed in, and and it's exciting too when you're playing well and you feel like things are really close. You just want to work on it that much more. So, I probably didn't do myself any favors by how much I was hitting balls and all that sort of stuff. Um, but yeah, early in the year, I literally I ran into like a weird back thing at Arnold Palmer. It was just like a very fluke, like, went to like just like kind of bent over the wrong way in the morning and it kind of just flared up and didn't get better in a few days. And then, it was fine in 4 or 5 days. But it was the week leading up to Miami. I didn't really notice anything crazy. I was hitting balls and on Friday and Saturday, thumb was just kind of bugging me more than it usually does. So I took it easy on Sunday and Monday. And then Tuesday I went out to go play and it was just like real swollen, puffy, like not just like it was just kind of irritated. It was just upset. It was just kind of week by week trying to figure out exactly what was going on because my MRI recently looked better than my MRI did at the end of last season. So it was just trying to figure out why it was still hurting so much. But unfortunately you just have so many little nerves and pain sensors and stuff like that. And when they get upset, there's really no way to calm it down. It just takes time. So I stayed in fields and kind of WD late for a lot of events because I was honestly just hopeful that it was gonna be one of those things where it was like, hey, one of these days I'm gonna wake up and it's just gotta be better, and I was doing everything I could day in, day out, PT wise and treatment wise to get back. And then I was able to get this little like custom splint made and obviously get it okayed by the PGA Tour, USGA, RNA. So I'm good to wear it. And it just helps relieve some pressure off the area that I needed. And it was exciting. I was able to hit like kind of wedges and up to 9 iron like the week leading up to the U.S. Open, but I really couldn't swing hard at anything. I couldn't hit any woods. It's just in transition, it was just way too painful. And then once I got this little deal to support kind of the one little area I needed, I was all of a sudden able to go like pretty much full at it, which was exciting. So yeah, I hadn't played a round of golf since RBC until Monday at
You didn't.
Shinnecock.
Any running? You didn't play anything at home or anything like that? I mean, dude, what do you
I
what
didn't step
you
foot
were
on a
not
golf course.
you were
Yeah.
not setting yourself up for success. Like, I guess you were just thinking like,
No.
I'm a competitor, I want to come back, but like it must have been like, holy shit, this is hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I honestly like my swing was in such a good place. Like I know RBC was like my worst finish of the year technically, but like if you look at ball striking stats, like I think I finished like sixth or seventh on the week in ball striking. Like my swing was great. I just had a fluke week on the greens. Like I don't know, they were new greens. I had a tough time on them, but swing wise, it was great. And so I was excited with where my swing was leaving, and then coming back, everything just kind of like fell into place. It all sort of felt like I had been hitting balls the entire time. Like swing felt okay. There was just some rest on like distance control and things like that. Like I made a lot of very easy bogeys, like just like wedges hitting them to bad spots and whatever. So yeah, I mean the second day was better. The first day there was definitely some rust, but I felt pretty comfortable. Driver was still working and but yeah, it didn't coming out there blowing 30 was not the ideal situation to come back to.
Yeah, I feel like you want to come back like John Deere, somewhere where you can like,
Yeah,
sleepwalk your way to like a 68. So I was going to ask you, you said you made a bunch of easy bogeys. You made a double on 10.
I did.
I said that 10 was one of my favorite, from my perspective to watch, was one of my favorite holes to watch that I can remember in major championship golf. I mean, that tee shot was wild. There were so
Yeah.
many different options. Burns laid back yesterday. He had like 200 in. Wyndham blasted one down the fairway. He had like 66 yards in. You also had 66 yards in, and you ended up
Yep.
making a six. That 66-yard shot got to be one of the scariest half wedges you could ever have.
Yeah, I mean that was the one where it really my rush showed. Like I had to hit like this, like I was kind of on the right side of the fairway and the pin was front right, and the wind's pumping down. Like you have to hit it good to just stop it on the green, even with them being soft when you're that close. And so I had to hit this like super high 66-yard wedge. And I just like, it was one of those that just rode the face and came off too good and came off like low and spinny. And it just landed right into the top, spun back into the bunker. And I was like 3 yards farther and that thing's zipping and it's right next to the pin. And then, hit a bunker shot and it's downwind. You're just, that's where that hole's so tough. You can't really see anything. You can only see the crown or the front edge. I tried to just basically get too cute, land it right on top and dribble it down when I should have just like taken my medicine, hit it a little bit past. And then of course, rolled right up to the top, came right back into the bunker. And then the next one I did what I was supposed to do. And then I missed like a 12-footer par. So it's tough. Happened rather easily.
When you're a very chill guy, but the U.S. Open brings out, I think, a different set of emotions. What when the ball's rolling back to your feet, are you like a turn to the caddy type of guy, or like what's the what? Because that's like a nightmare 10 seconds for a golfer.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just like you try to not have too many of those moments where you're like, the immediate comes to your head where you're just like, I should have just done this, and it's one of those moments where you're like, of course, I tried to like bite too much off. Like I was trying to hit a shot where you're trying to land it inside a shoebox. And it's like, yeah, there's times where it's like that's your only option. But when the course gives you a different option, especially being a good putter, it's like just give myself a look. Like we're gonna be just fine, But there's some times where you see guys get away from you that hit these spectacular shots, but there's other times where they maybe didn't try to do that and they got saved by a good bounce or some spin. So yeah, I'm kind of just going through my brain, just being like, why that was not the time where we needed to do that.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So that was your third U.S. Open. You played your first U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, which is pretty sweet,
Yeah.
in 2015. But I wanted to, you were an amateur that week. You were a 21-year-old amateur. You missed the cut. There were 5 amateurs who made the cut this week, and Miles Russell is 17 years old, and he played his ass off this week. It feels like these kids are just getting better and better and better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they're a lot more like prepared for professional golf. And I think just like, I don't know what it is, if it's like just the fact that um there's more coaches, like high level coaches getting involved in like high school and college golf and that sort of stuff, where it's like you had when I was a kid, it's like you had Butch Harmon and some of these guys and whatever. It's like they were untouchable unless you were like a number one player in the world. So, yeah, but I think just in general, just like the amount of information with TrackMan and all that sort of stuff, like there's just so much stuff to help you get better these days. And you don't need to like drive to go see a coach. You don't need to go somewhere or go very far to like get good information and all that. And I think we're seeing it in like all sports. You're seeing like more guys turn pro and just perform at an early age in every sport across all levels. So, yeah, it's impressive. I think like I was hoping the course was going to play faster and firmer because that was going to just fit my game better. Like, I was not, I was shocked by like how soft and slow it was those first couple days. I think like they probably could have. I mean, it's a links course. They could have gone more links course style, in my opinion, and made it really firm and slow. Like they could have just like not watered and then not cut the greens and gone more of a British Open style. Because like you say, it's a links course, and then it's like mushy and balls are spinning back, and it's like why not let it get firm? Like force guys to hit it high and see who can stop it, rather than you're like protecting from spinning it off a green.
Well, I would imagine you're in the Open this year, so you'll get a chance at that, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for that one.
So Wyndham Clark, he was the winner. There was a lot of talk about the crowd. I had Wyndham on the show a couple weeks ago. I don't have an issue with Wyndham. I think that whole thing was overblown. You
Yeah,
guys are right around the same age.
yeah,
So I'd
yeah.
imagine you've known him for a long time. What's sort of like the tour player's perspective on Wyndham? He's not this like pariah that people try to like make him out to be. I don't think.
No, I think I mean, like, I've been on tour long enough to know everybody's opinion on him, but like, it's not like people are not trying to hang out with him or like eat lunch with him or be seen with him or whatever. Like, we both live in Scottsdale most of the year. He's back in Colorado and I'm back in California for the most part, but I mean, he's great. Like we've been friends a long time. Like I've never had issues with him. We're members of the same course in Scottsdale. We play golf together all the time. We'll travel together sometimes. Like I don't know. I've never had any issues with him. Like, I think like golf's hard, can be frustrating. Some guys show it more than others. Like I do my best not to, like just because I know it's not great for my own mental game. I don't do it just because like I don't want to, I want to be a certain way in front of the camera. It's just I know I can snowball quick. So I try to just keep things kind of internal, I would say. But yeah, I mean, you saw it even like on Saturday or, even at times where it didn't seem that bad. It's like some guys just express more than others and, kind of is what it is. But yeah, I thought like the chirping and that sort of stuff on Sunday was bad, like especially for an American guy that, it's going to be on the President's Cup and, people are going to be rooting for him. And it's just like, wow, like, the tide's going to change quick.
The craziest one for me was he makes that putt on 16 and he like goes crazy, right? I mean, that was the putt basically to win the US Open. And then they zoom out and you see like there's a group of like 500 people behind him and there's like 10 people going
Yeah.
like they had no idea what
Yeah.
to do.
It was not a good look. I mean, even like you can just sense it, like the way like when he has a chip or when he had the long putt on 18, it's like it's if it was anybody else, if it was Sam Burns going up there with a one shot lead and he lagged it up to 3 inches, people would be going nuts. And instead it was people just like, all right, like,
Guess we got to
so
go home now.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, and I'm sure some of them wanted to see more golf, which like, yeah, that would have been exciting, but yeah, it was cool to see him pull it out.
How do you feel about them getting rid of the 18-hole Monday playoff in the United States Open? It's a 2-hole aggregate. I feel like growing up, maybe because we're kind of the same age and Tiger beating Rocco was so fucking
Oh
iconic,
yeah.
but like I mean, you want to win the United States Open, come back on Monday.
Yeah, I think it's awesome, especially given the fact that I couldn't believe how late the tee times were. And I was like, man, if it's like as windy as they say and it's going to play that tough, like they're not going to finish. Like I know they're in twosomes, but like it's hard to putt in those conditions. It's hard to do everything. Like you're getting your numbers takes longer. You're trying to do all this freaking mental math, and it's brutal. So yeah, I don't know. I think they should go back to the 18 finish. I think that's just sweet. You guys just, hey, go ahead. You guys get a day together tomorrow and go have some fun.
Yeah, and just definitely don't water the course. Are you still gaming? You still playing games?
I mean, every once in a while, not much. Honestly, with my thumb, I've been trying to like not do anything and
Yeah,
just
it's
give it some
probably
time.
not good for the thumb.
Yeah. So I've been trying to stay away and most of my buddies are kind of like off and traveling and doing things in the summer, playing golf, whatever. So usually it's more of an off season thing. But yeah, for right now, it's been just recovery mode.
Knowing how big of a sicko you are and how you like to practice and all that stuff, and you're having like the best year of your career. I mean, how
hmm
has it been on a personal level? How's it been just sitting out for the last like 2 months or whatever it's been?
Yeah, I mean, it sucked. I mean, it was just like, I felt like, Boyd and I literally talked right after RBC, and we were getting some work in, and I was just like, I was like, I'm in one of those places where like I don't. It's not that I don't have things to work on, like I obviously do, but I was like swing wise and mechanics wise, like I'm able to do like kind of what we've been working on. Like it finally feels like it's kind of my own move, and I can do everything. So I didn't feel like there was anything to kind of figure out or whatever. So I was pretty excited, and obviously I'll be able to get back to that pretty quick, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It's like the last couple of years, I just haven't ball striking just hasn't been where I wanted it to be, and so that was just kind of the main focus, and that's why to me it doesn't feel like there's anything really crazy going on. Like I'm driving the ball a little bit better. I'm definitely putting it more consistent, which has been nice, but yeah, the ball striking just got a lot better, and it was just it's a lot more fun to play golf when you're not missing greens or scoring clubs and hitting it 30 feet all day. So, but yeah, sitting at home and just kind of like I didn't watch any golf. I had no interest. I didn't want to like dig the knife in any deeper, um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm excited to be back now.
You weren't like checking the FedEx Cup standings and just seeing yourself like
No,
slowly go
it's
down.
because it's one of those things. It's just like it's so out of your own control. Like the only thing I was worried about was the top 50 number to get into the British, because I was like 30, I don't know, mid 30s or something like that in world ranking when I stopped, and I was like, shoot, like there's a cutoff for the British, and like there's a world where like my number falls far enough. Like world ranking's kind of weird because it's based on number of events and all that sort of stuff, so it's a divisor, and I didn't think it was going to fall enough, but I was like, that would suck. I'm like, like I was like, I'm on a clear track to play. The first year I played all four majors. Like I missed out on the British the last 2 years, so I was excited to play in all of them, and obviously missed the PGA this year. But that was kind of my main focus, was to like, let's just get healthy for the U.S. Open. Let's get healthy for the British Open, and be able to close out the year strong. And obviously, I'd still like to make a push you know, to at least be in the running for the President's Cup.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what are your goals for the rest of the year? But I got to think playing on that first time representing the red, white, and blue would be pretty special for you.
Yeah, yeah, that would be cool. I mean, it's funny. I talk to Jeff Ogilvy all the time, 'cause he's a member out at Whisper, in Arizona, and I'm bitter because like he did the redesign at Medina, so he's gonna have all the inside scoop for those guys. But yeah, he like I don't know the President's Cup since the beginning of the year has been my number one and only goal. Like that's just because I feel like that in order to get there, you got to do a lot of other good things. So I needed to get out of the mindset of like, I just want to play well this week or that week or whatever. And it's like, well, like I need to play well every single week. Like I need to, I have a lot of points I need to rack up. So I figured if I was going to be in the running for that, then that means I did a lot of good things throughout the season.
Well, a win this week goes a long way. So good
That
luck.
does.
Are you like fully back? Because I saw some like tweet that like you had like cruising speed, but you weren't able to like go at it. Are we back to full strength?
I mean, I won't. I would say I don't know if I'll see any like 130 something club head speeds or something like that, but definitely plenty fast to have like my normal iron numbers and all that sort of stuff. I won't be like romping on driver probably anytime soon, but good thing, I have some speed to spare, so I feel pretty confident that I'll be all right.
Yeah, I think you're playing long enough. I
Yeah,
appreciate it, dude. Good luck this week, and
of
thanks for
course,
hopping on.
of course. Thanks for having me, brother.